Today we are talking about partnership. Why you gotta go in? Why you gotta go in like that?
Because some people will see the title and think
love.
we're talking about making love. You're always excited when it comes to these things. And I don't know why.
Should I not be excited?
She's always excited when it comes to you like bad things.
You like
please, not for children. So if you have any children, because we know that families actually watch us.
Yeah. Maybe this is the time to tell them to go and play
just
with
tell
their
the children
dogs.
to go and play, but gather your husband, gather your
You know,
wife.
as you normally do when you want to.
What type of play?
Tell them to go to bed.
Tell them to go to bed.
To go and play.
So let them go and play, because we want to talk about some serious stuff, okay? And again, if you're single, remember, take notes, because we're going to use this. Sex was designed by God. Sex is beautiful. Sex within the confines of marriage is good. All right? And by the grace of God, we are enjoying it. You know they enjoy them.
So like when you get to the point that you're dodging, when you're dodging sex,
and making excuses.
Wow.
Women are reserved. Even some men are reserved when it comes to initiating sex. Like you feel like that's because you still feel like sex is a bad thing. Initiate. Send him that cucumber. And then if you want to add spice to it,
send the banana.
Send the banana. Send the, there's this other one, the splash water. You know when that splash water, so you do the cucumber and the splash water. Send them a text. As a guy too, send your wife the text. She gets the message.
Your love language, it could be acts of service. It could be affirming your spouse. It could be a massage.
Good night, baby. You really want to tap you. I'm giving you guys expo. As already said, the floodgates are open. At that time, it may not be the bedroom. It may not be the living room. Do you get what I mean? It may be the kitchen.
Don't say anything. It's okay.
Because your location is where you get your allocation.
Okay,
so when you get a new location, you find a new allocation.
Amen.
People,
welcome back to our channel.
We're back like we never left. I go by the name Ayo,
and I'm Ope,
and together we are called
Ayo Ope.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you missed us.
Yes,
we missed you just a little bit.
Just a little.
We're back here and happy to be here talking to you today. It is still our anniversary season, and we're still on our anniversary series. Okay, so if you've not watched the subsequent parts, make sure you go and check them out. Where we talked about partners in cash, partners in cruise. Okay, so go check those out. All right, we're going to dive straight into what we're doing today. So if you're new to the channel, quick introduction. As we said, we are Ayo, we have been married 11 years.
Come on.
Okay, so where have you been for?
No, because it's like,
where have you been for the past 11 years? But we are happy because better late than never. And you're in for a ride. Okay, so all we do on here is that we share our love story, our love journey. We do a lot of teaching, a lot of coaching. Good vibes, okay?
Good vibes only. Positive vibes only.
Positive vibes only. We are a happy couple. And so we share happiness here. So if you need some happiness, come on here to enjoy some happiness. Okay? As we said, we are certified marriage and relationship coaches. So we do a lot of coaching, a lot of counseling. So if you need someone to talk to, you need some counseling in your marriage, whether you're single, whether you're married, dating, in a relationship or situationship. Reach out to us. Okay, it's coaching at ayookbedavis.com. And if it's counseling at ayookbedavis.com. All right. So let us dive into what we have today. I think you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you, baby.
As always. All right. I like this new hairstyle. Grammy just comes with a new, with a new hair from time to time.
I'm a genie in a bottle.
So, it suits you.
Oh, thank you.
And I think it's growing on me. Obviously, I don't know which one is my favorite hairstyle now.
I don't think you have a favorite hairstyle of me. I just know the ones that you don't like.
Is it?
But actually, because I've come home with some hairstyles.
Oh, you've come home with some hairstyles.
Do you remember that one that looked like twiglets? I took it out the next day. I wasn't feeling it.
Anyway, so today, what are we talking about?
Today we are talking about partnership. Why you gotta go in? Why you gotta go in like that?
Because some people will see the title and think
love.
we're talking about making love. Anytime we want to start talking about these things, this one will just be excited.
No,
you're always excited when it comes to these things. I don't know why.
Should I not be excited?
She's always excited when it comes to you like bad things. You like bad things.
Baby, sorry. No, stop it. Let's do it with some decorum and some dignity.
Dignity.
Right.
So what are we talking about
today we're talking about partnership in cuddles.
Partnership in cuddles.
And what does that mean?
That means partnership in lovemaking.
Yes.
Partnership in sex. Okay, so again, please, not for children. So if you have any children, because we know that families actually watch us.
Yeah. Maybe this is the time to tell them to go
so
and play with
just
their
tell
dogs.
the children to go and play, but gather your husband, gather your
You know, as you normally do when you want to tell them to go to bed.
Tell them to go to bed.
To go and play.
So let them go and play because we want to talk about some serious stuff. Okay, and again, if you're single, remember, take notes because you're going to use this for when you get married. Alright, send it to your afesono. Right? Send it to your fiance, you know, and watch it. Okay, take notes, take lessons. All right.
But in all seriousness, partnership in cuddles is a very big topic because for some reason, people think that Christians that we shouldn't be doing the do.
We shouldn't be doing the do, or we should not be enjoying ourselves.
That's better. We should not be enjoying ourselves doing
if you're ministering in church, you shouldn't have sex. So if you're ministering on a Wednesday or a Thursday or a midweek, you shouldn't have sex. And all of those things are just myths, right? We've talked about some of these myths before.
We have actually.
So sex was designed by God. Sex is beautiful. Sex within the confines of marriage is good. All right, and by the grace of God, we are enjoying it.
I'm not going to miss you.
You know they enjoy them.
They enjoy them.
So by the grace of God, we are enjoying it, and we sing about sex because sex should be good.
Yes.
All right. So that's the first thing. Let us just lay all of this basic foundation. That sex should be good. Husband should love it. Wife should love it. It is like the most intimate, moment that you get to share together as a couple.
100%, and it should be rewarding for the both of you.
Absolutely.
It should be good for the both of you. It's not a one-way street.
It's not one-sided. So
it's not one-sided.
Wife enjoys the sex, should enjoy it. Husband should enjoy it.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
And the key thing is that when we talk about partnership now in cuddle, you want to enjoy it together. All we're talking about partnership is the togetherness that comes with these things. Okay, so that's what we've been focusing on the series. So now that we want to dive into couples, into sex, right? As a couple. Alright, we're going to be sharing some tips. Some of the things that you can use to spice up your sex life. Okay, let's go.
Right. Number 1. Freshen up. Now, what do I mean by that? Everyone knows that smelling good is an attractive quality. In that sort of relaxed state, a married couple might feel like, my wife is going to want me anyway, or my husband is going to want me anyway, so I don't need to do some of the what I consider necessary things that need to set the mood. Nobody wants to smell smelly armpits. Nobody wants to smell sweat. Freshen up beforehand. It even makes you more attractive. Like, when someone just comes out of the shower and it's just smelling good, it's like, come on, they'll be all over you. But if you're smelly, you'll be wondering why they don't you.
Exactly.
And God help you if they actually have to say to you, go and bath now.
And this
go and bath now.
These are the issues because we've dealt with some real cases like this. Somebody is avoiding the other person because they don't actually smell good. Listen, your spouse shouldn't, again, don't forget that in as much as you're best friends and all of that, you're cool, your spouse shouldn't be telling you that you're smelling.
Right.
So, excuse me, go and brush. So, brush your teeth, you want to kiss. You want to kiss, you don't want to brush. You want to kiss and your mouth is smelling of fish. Are you getting what I'm saying? So if you know you want to kiss, go and use mouth freshener. Go and brush your teeth.
Oh.
It's not that difficult. Use mouthwash. If you're so much in a hurry, use the mouthwash. Let your breath smell fresh. Do you understand? Even before we come and record our videos, we brush. We use mouth before, just because we're recording videos.
We don't want to insult each other.
You understand? So freshen up.
Yeah.
As you said, go into the shower, right? Be clean. Spray perfume. There's perfume for the gym and workout. There's after workout perfume. Just in case something wants to happen after the workout. Then there's bedtime perfume. And all of these different perfumes set different moods.
Yeah. So the bedtime one is to hypnotize me, Abby.
Is how it's been working. And guys, we're very serious. So even as a lady as well, when you change into your, again, as part of your freshening up and all that, and we'll talk about, you know, your looks and everything, but when you change into that, your sexy lingerie, right? Spray perfume. There's nothing as sexy, there's nothing more sexy than your husband wanting to kiss your neck and it smells good. Your wife wanting to kiss your neck and it smells good. So you spray, again, I hope you know where to spray your perfume. You spray it behind your neck here. So that when somebody reaches, you know, when they reach to give you a hug and they're smelling your perfume, you're smelling good. And all of these things set the mood right.
And guys, just to end on this note, think about it. You always remember the smelly person from school. So a smelly just think about it. Think about it. I know who I'm thinking about. The person who used to smell at school. And even if they're the richest person today, you still remember them as
that smelly
person.
So the worst feeling or the worst taste or worst memory that you want to live with your spouse is not a smelly. Do you understand? You don't want to leave that memory behind that they're thinking, how am I going to cope with this?
Yes.
And these are the issues. How am I going to cope because this person is. So hygiene is very important. So another thing that you want to do, all right, to spice things up in the other room is you want to flirt. You want to flirt. You want to flirt more. So perhaps you're already flirting. You want to flirt more. Or you want to flirt differently. Okay, so there's so many different ways that you can flirt. Right? If you're there in the same physical space, you can flirt by little touches. Right? So you touch your husband and then you go upstairs. Men do it a lot. Men always touch their wives. Men are not shy to touch their wives.
Sometimes I even get offended sometimes when you don't touch me. If you walk past me, be like, why didn't I just slap my bum? Like, what just happened? No, because I feel like, are you beefing me or something? So.
Exactly. So, touch your wife's bum bum, little touches here and there, flirt with each other, touch the neck, do a little kiss, a little cuddle. That is flirting. You flirt by text as well. Alright? Send that emoji. That's, you know, that cucumber emoji. You know that cucumber, send it to your husband.
Send it to your husband. He'll know what it means.
Send that cucumber. As you're watching this video, send that cucumber emoji to your husband.
The purple one. The purple cucumber.
So again, when you do that, guess what? You're initiating sex.
Yeah.
One of the very key complaints that we've received from men is that my wife does not initiate. So you sending an emoji and flirting with your husband is you initiating sex. So sometimes maybe you're shy to say, baby, I'm horny. Some people, you've gotten to that point where you can just tell your husband, I feel like I'm horny.
And obsessed.
Right?
Obsessed.
But if you still feel like you're still that reserved, you know, I don't understand. You know, some women are reserved, even some men are reserved when it comes to, you know, initiating sex. Like you feel like you can't, because you still feel like sex is a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, you still feel like,
or you feel like sex is a man's thing. That's why you don't want to initiate, because you feel like I should be like chaste.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's your man.
He's your man.
He's your man. He doesn't need
so
to. You should chase him.
It is sexy, right? Again, a man feels like this woman wants me. Number one thing that men are afraid of is rejection. So men don't want to be rejected. So sometimes the man doesn't even want to initiate so that he doesn't get rejected. But when you initiate as a wife, all right, you're telling him that, listen, I want you. You're telling him that you're sexy. You're telling him that I do you understand? So the man feels like a superman. He feels good with himself. And usually when a wife initiates, the sex is even better than when the man initiates. Because there's this sense of, there's this new ego and this feeling of, I'm a man, you know, that comes. There's this feeling of, I'm good like that. There's this feeling of, you know, I'm irresistible. And because the man is feeling like he's irresistible, he wants to overperform.
Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying? So initiate, send him that cucumber. And then if you want to add spice to it,
send the banana.
Send the banana. Send the, you know, there's this other one, the splash water. You know when that splash water, so you do the cucumber and the splash water, send them a text. As a guy too, send your wife the text. She gets the message. And this is how you flirt.
Yeah. And you will know your flirting language. Like, obviously we're saying different ones that, you know, works for us. But you will, different ones you can try, but you will know your flirting language. You will know what, you know, someone can send banana to their husband and they'll say, do you want me to buy something from Tesco? Do
you feel like fruits?
You feel like fruits? You can reply to him, I am the fruit.
Hey.
I am the fruit.
I am the fruit. But so you guys get the gist. You guys get the gist, so right? Flirt more, alright?
Nice. I think that actually leads us nicely onto foreplay. And now foreplay, like as it says, is the activity that you do before the play. The before the play.
Before the
play.
The now,
preamble. Now we all know that, you know, it would be, whilst it might work first or second time, for you to just go home and just expect. Just expect sex like that. No, you have to set the pace, set the mood, set everything has to be set, and that comes from foreplay. Now, sometimes we think foreplay is just, you know, the physical, intimate stuff,
the kissing and the touching.
But foreplay could be your love language. It could be acts of service. It could be affirming your spouse. It could be a massage. Baby, even let me even give an expo. You know, sometimes when you give a massage without expecting something, the floodgates will open. The floodgates will open, because it's like, rah, he just wanted to
give a massage with no strings attached.
But meanwhile, you say, oh, let me just, she will chase me.
The funny thing is that obviously the massage is actually, it's a turn on.
It is,
right? Because at the point where you give your wife a massage, right, you're helping her relax. Alright? You're actually helping her distress. So when she's relaxed, she's actually vulnerable. She's like, I'm now in this safe space and I can let myself go. Okay? But as my wife said, right, it is more sexy, because some men will be like, oh yeah, I've done the massage, oh yeah, turn around now. Oh yeah, remove everything. The massage has happened. Right? So it's not like that. So sometimes just give the massage and just say, good night, baby. You really want to tap you. I'm giving you guys expo. You just finish the massage. She's already sleeping off. You'll be like, oh, are you sleeping off? You cover her. You cover her. You say good night. You give her a kiss. Good night.
No, on the cheek.
Give her on the cheek. It's not
no, forehead.
Kiss on the forehead. Good night, baby. Then you turn. But as you turn your back, you are praying that Abba Father, let this woman touch you.
Let this be rewarded.
But you don't turn back. You have to form. You wait for her to say, baby. Although sometimes it might not say baby. So
sometimes she might have actually already fallen asleep.
But you guys get the gist. So the massage, very important. Okay, you talked about acts of service. Okay, you talked about words of affirmation. So you know, you say some things. Go on.
I was gonna say, even with the acts of service, like I feel like foreplay, linking it to acts of service can be key, especially when you have children. like, let's give a scenario, for instance. Maybe, you know, you've both gone out to work, or even maybe you're at work and she's at home. She's been with the kids, everybody's just screaming, everything. And then you come home and you're like, you add to it as well. Obviously, she's flustered, and then when it's time to go upstairs, she's tired or she has a headache. And you're like, but you've been at home all day. But when you came home, you could have, you know, even if you couldn't do anything, you could have said, children, just leave your mom alone, let her breathe. That 30 minutes of peace can give her the energy boost that
she needs. Okay, so all of those things, be responsible at home. You know, help your husband, help your wife, okay, with stuff. So do things for each other, do things for them, speak their love language.
That's
right.
it.
So if this person thrives on quality time, you cannot be out all day, all week. Not spend no time. Then the only time you now want to spend with them, you now want to collect. Do you understand? So part of the foreplay is that spending of quality time. You've gone for the movies, you've gone out to the movies, you've eaten together, you've cracked joke, you've spent all of that time together. When you want to collect, you will collect.
You will collect.
You know, as when we said, the floodgates are open at that time. Alright, so foreplay
is key.
So play again. Foreplay is even about playing with each other.
Playing,
so all of the playing that you do before, it actually sets the mood right, and it makes everybody feel relaxed. Because see, especially if you are in this UK or abroad, there are bills to pay.
Honestly.
So the bill, and now with all the inflation and the price of everything, everybody is tense. The man is thinking, where am I going to get this money from? Mortgage has skyrocketed, rent has skyrocketed. Do you understand? So everybody is under pressure. So how are you going to reduce this pressure? Because that's how you can turn this person on. Because sometimes the man is not thinking about sex. Even man is not thinking about sex. The woman too is not thinking about sex.
Yeah, so then before you know it,
do you understand?
Weeks have gone by, months have gone by.
Exactly. So foreplay is everything that you do so that they are thinking about sex. Right? So that you can be intimate like that. Because let me tell you, as a couple, if you're not having regular sex, all right, at some point you feel like you're drifting apart.
You will, and I feel like that's actually part of the issue, because a lot of even married people that I've spoken to, it's like, oh, sex, it's not food now, it's not a big deal, but it actually is a big deal in marriage. It's not just the sex, it's the intimacy that goes with it, the vulnerability, the togetherness, you know. So it's not the actual sex, it's the it's the before and after. It's the before. So even the foreplay is part of the sex. You cannot take foreplay out of sex if you want to spice things up and have great sex. All right. I think maybe the title of this video should be "How to Have Great Sex." Oh God.
Or moving from good to great.
Oh God.
Or from bad to great. Because some people have it bad, some people already have
Sounds
it
like
good.
a sermon.
But you want to move to great. Okay. So guys, but you guys get the gist, okay? So foreplay. Yeah. Another thing that you want to do, all right, to spice things up in the bedroom, in the other room, is that you want to find a new location. I'll just allow that sink.
Yeah, let it sink in. Just think about it.
Find a new location. So, please, not the same bed all the time. Alright? New location, I don't want to give you ideas.
Make your own ideas.
The new location may not even be in your house. It could be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Find a new location. Right, because when you're doing something in the same place, all right, at the same time, it could actually become a routine. It could become boring.
Yeah.
But when you find a new location, either in your house, all right, or in some other places, right, or sometimes it could actually be a hotel. So just a random Friday, go and spend the night in the hotel.
Yeah.
It's okay, because some people feel like, where can we be going to a hotel? Carry your wife, carry your husband, go to the hotel, enjoy yourselves, finish yourselves all night. These are the things that we're talking about. And there's something about a new location. A new location actually brings newness.
Yeah.
A new location brings a new excitement.
Spice.
It brings the new spice. So it is with that excitement that you would get together, enjoy each other, be vulnerable with each other, laugh afterwards.
And it gives you time to like have some time away. If I was talking about a hotel, it's time to have away from everything else, from not being predictable, because you have so many years together. You know, I always mentioned about the hotel. That is all part of not being predictable. Just adding some different flavors. You know, and I know some people might look at this and say, oh, why would we waste money to go? All these are part of the thing, so that you don't waste money on
divorce.
On divorce.
Right? And we've said this before. I don't understand how couples feel like it's wasting money. Go and get a childminder. Get somebody to look after your children.
A trusted person.
So you can go away. Whether it's a staycation or a vacation or a holiday somewhere. Right? And again, as we said, it might not even be a holiday. It might just be a few hours.
Yeah.
It might just be one night. Do you understand? But leave that location. So now when we talk about location, it may not be the bedroom. It may now be the living room. Do you get what I mean? It may be the kitchen.
No, so don't say anything more. It's okay.
Yeah, I shouldn't say anything.
Don't say anything more.
So it could be anywhere. It can be in the office.
It could be.
Alright?
Your house, your rules.
Your house, your rules. But the thing is, change. Find new locations.
Change. That's the point.
Trust me, after 11 years, okay, we've been in our current house for 6 years, but we're still finding new locations. Do you understand? We've been, so when we think about 11 years, and we think about all of the locations, because your location is where you get your allocation.
Okay, preach.
So when you get a new location, you find a new allocation.
Amen,
you discover a new part of your husband. A new flavor of your wife.
Okay, now.
Are you getting what I'm saying? So that's why you need to find a new location. Alright?
I agree, baby. And to add to that, you also need to flip positions.
Yeah, deep.
Yeah, deep. Why do you use the word deep? Flip positions. No, guys, let's be actually serious now, because some people actually think that it's a sin for a woman. I'm trying not to be as explicit, because obviously I know our parents watch this. But some people, okay, let me put it like this. We watched a clip one time, and do you remember the mother-in-law came into the room? She burst into her son's room, and basically the son and the daughter-in-law were being intimate, and the daughter-in-law was on top. And then when the son was when the mom was chastising the son, she was like, and to top it all off, she was on top. Don't you know that means she will be your head? She'll be on top of you forever? Is that what you want? And while we were laughing, this is actually the mindset of some people. They believe that if the woman is on top,
then the woman is the head.
The woman is the head. Now, top or no top, what I'm saying to you is change things up. Change things up sexually. Like flip positions, try new positions, try new things. Like I said, also joining in with the location. Why? Because it makes things unpredictable. It helps you to explore each other. Listen, my body is Ayo's body is my body. So we are exploring each other. We are learning about each other.
Very important.
You know, remember, all of this is within the confines of marriage. So I have nothing to be ashamed about. As soon as I said I do, I was giving Ayo every part of me, every part of my body. So nothing is kept to myself.
Absolutely.
So in us, you know, flipping positions, we are doing the things that we want to do. We're not comparing ourselves to other couples. It's not something that you look for on TV or something that you Google. I am learning. This is my my drawing board.
Yeah. So go to your wife, okay, go to your husband. As you're watching this, after you finish, again, try some of these things. I want to talk about flipping position. So if you've always been doing the same position, the same location, the same time, change things up. If it's always been night, change it to morning, change it to afternoon, midday, snack time. Steal it. There's something I like talking about, stealing sex. So you steal it. It's not really a time for 1 hour relaxation. It's they call it quickie. So you steal the sex, and it's usually at some point during the day when nobody is expecting anything, right? You follow everything that we've talked about in terms of freshening up and all of those things, and then you flip things around. Right? You become unpredictable.
And I think I was going to highlight that with this change location and flipping positions, the key there is not these actual two things, but the key there is actually listening. Because you need to, what does your spouse want? Because at the end of the day, if flipping positions and it's not something that your spouse is comfortable with, you both need to work together. Changing locations, if your spouse is like, no, we can't go anywhere, we can't go to any hotel, does that mean you're going to stop having sex? No.
Exactly.
So it's about listening to each other as well.
Listen to each other. Again, remember that you guys are one. Okay, you are best friends. You should be able to share with each other. You should be vulnerable with each other. No hiding. Part of the foreplay and all of these things are switching things. You know, the shower. Michael.
Now that one we are a big advocate of.
The shower. So, and nothing even needs to happen in the shower. But you build intimacy in that shower when you shower together.
Water. You save water, guys.
So some of you need to go and start showering together. Some of you have stopped. You need to restart it. Okay, and sometimes you just lay in the bath. So if you have a little bit of a big bath, okay, not even necessarily a jacuzzi. So you just have a good sized bath, lay in the bath together. Do you understand? Tickle each other, laugh together. All of that is your intimacy.
Yeah.
All right. And I like how our mentor Pastor Kingsley says it. He says intimacy builds sex. So if you can build your intimacy, right, your sex will become better.
100%.
So if you work on being intimate, being best friends, being companions, being close, laughing together, playing together, you find out that your sex becomes better. All right. And these are the things that we're saying. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you have been blessed.
Yeah.
As we said, if you're single, you're not practicing these things, but you're saving it for the future. Alright, so take all your notes, save it somewhere, download this video, share it with your friends, share it with your lovers.
And leave it as notes. Don't do practical.
If you're married, start practicing it from now. Tell them that Ayo and Ope sent you. Send that text. Buy those flowers. Book that hotel room. Go and lay that bed. Go and put air freshener there. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Buy a new bottle of perfume. Okay? Because God wants you to enjoy sex. Alright? Have you been blessed? It's time to collect the offering. Alright? But guys, you know, if you want to support everything that we're doing, make sure you go onto the website. Alright? If you want to partner with us in this season, so partner with us and share some love. Yeah, we wrote a book, Marriage is Easy as ABC. Okay, so make sure you go and buy the book. And tell your friends.
Ministry.
Support the ministry. Tell your friends to tell a friend. Alright. Reach out again for coaching if you feel like you are struggling with your sex life as a couple. You know, perhaps a session with us, a couple of sessions with us will actually help you, because there's so much more that we can share. Alright, so from those that have come into a counseling or a coaching relationship with us, where they benefit from so much more. So so if you need that, you feel like you need that one-to-one with us where your case is very specific, again, please reach out. Alright, counseling at ayopedavis.com.
Any more for any more?
No more for no more. Let us sing our welcome song to welcome our new subscribers. 5, 6, 7.
We're glad you came, we welcome you. Baby, stop. You don't know, because you're trying to do like all these dance moves and you're not the dancer.
Okay, we're glad you came, we welcome you.
We hope you learn a thing or two as you join us on this journey through marriage, faith, and life. We're glad you came. Welcome you. We hope you learn a thing or two as you join us on this journey through.
You say,
marriage, faith, and life.
Marriage, faith, and life.
Marriage, faith, and life.
Marriage, faith, and life. Say.
Marriage, faith, and life.
Marriage, faith, and life. Say.
Marriage, faith, and life.
God bless you guys. We love you, but God loves you more. We shall see you
in the next video. Bye.